Can I make that my ringtone?
Thunk. If you don't defend your own family and your neighborhood, who's gonna do it? The cops? I mean, no offense, but the cops aren't gonna do it.
You're not going to tell me that's the better option of the two. I'm sorry. Go yourself.
Nick Hangy.
Well, we still call them your right? But in Korea, they call it baigeng.
When you say it in Korean, it does sound like a slur.
It's the most racist shit ever. The poet was like, you should do this in an Asian accent.
The beginning of every chapter is a gong.
Say hi to Eli. He's racially ambiguous. And Brandon, his hair is fucking fabulous. And Donut, a dark joke disposition. And there's a fat electrician. Welcome to Unsubscribe.
Hey, what's up? It's Autism Month, bitches. Nick, say something about autism.
We're good at math. That's important.
It is April. This is our favorite time of the year. Well, at least my favorite time of the year. We get to make a huge difference, and we have an amazing lineup of merch. I mean, Nick, you helped design a lot of these, right?
Yeah, I like Fallout stuff.
And if you'd like to show off your patriotism, we have this shirt right here.
If you like to show off patriotism and the Second Amendment, it comes without sleeves.
Because of course it does.
It's almost like the guy that owns a company doesn't fucking like sleeves.
Holy crap, we have all these awesome shirts, but what about the shoes?
And then we got the puzzle piece and the unsub camo as well.
Autism roadie camo kind of goes hard.
And also this style, because y'all loved this one last year for some reason. So we brought this one back too.
So last year, I think we were able to raise about $250,000 for autism charities. We'd like to smoke that this year. We'd like to blow it out of the park.
Again, 100% of all the profits made from these shirts specifically will be going towards those nonprofits.
As well as the shoes.
Yes, and then a portion of all shoes merchandise on site.
It's over at puckerbranding.com. Hit the influencers tab, click unsub.
Also, a portion of the profits from Echelon, if you go to drinkechelon.com, they are also jumping in and helping us in our endeavor to help these autism charities.
Go support an awesome cause. We love y'all. Cheers.
Okay, bye.
Grab one. You don't have to drink. You're just popping it unless you want something else to pop. You let me know.
Okay.
Hold it. Count of three. Yep. You're going to hold it right by the mic. 3, 2, 1.
It's okay. I've never seen this show either.
That's for you, White Claw. Look.
Okay.
Delicious.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Unsubscribe Podcast. I'm joined today by Eli Doubletap, Fat Electrician, our resident roof Korean, Tony Moon, Brandon Herrera, myself, Donald Operator. Thank you so much for being here.
What's up, my man?
Where's the water bottle?
Oh,
I saw it at the range.
it's in this trunk.
It's weaponized. I got a closer look at it.
Is
It's
it
beautiful.
Is it the
water bottle?
No.
No, it's not the one from the clip?
LAPD confiscated that one.
Oh, damn it. It's one of my favorite videos ever.
I was just telling him that at lunch. I'm like, man, I watched the video at first. I'm like, oh, damn, that guy got fucked up. And then I watched it again. I'm like, is that Tony?
Okay, I need it.
He's got like a full-on like rope flail handle. Like this thing's a weapon.
It's just a handle. It's just a handle.
It's just a handle.
It's just a handle.
It's just an
not a
8-inch
what?
handle.
I hydrate myself with that. That's
Adds
all
a
it
lot
is.
of acceleration.
What is this video about? I'm at a loss now.
Well, we have to play.
We
that
have to
for
show
the
it on the
podcast.
screen.
We will bring it up. Tony, explain. Tell the people who you are. They're like, who's the random Asian dude right
while
now?
he's looking for. So what happened was it was at a protest. It was in LA. It was a place called Spa, which it's a Korean-owned spa, and they were actually they were letting men into the women's section, and there was a video of a woman who was livid that her 2 daughters were there, and there was a full-grown man that was there, just naked, walking around. So from that video, there was a protest that was planned, but then the opposition got word of the protest, so they bust in like 2 busloads, like 150 guys, 150 Antifa, black bloc Antifa to this event. So there was like 4 corners of the block with 30 on each block, and I was there, and I was basically just gonna go there just to kind of scope things out, and then I saw a woman wearing a shirt. It was a fluorescent yellow shirt that says "Jesus Saves," and she was talking to the police with a couple other guys. So it's one of the few moments where I felt God speaking to my heart. So I pulled over because I was going to take off. There was like a whole bunch of guys. Didn't want to get in the mix, but pulled over, and then I started having conversation with them. And surprisingly, they were evangelizing to these guys, the Antifa guys, and you can't do that to the mob because they don't listen. So they were going to go back because they were assaulted the first time. So they were going back the second time. And then I was following them back the second time when I got interrupted. And that's where the video stuff happens.
And this is where this happens.
Oh, That's my favorite part. Fucking ponytail, get the fuck on.
You got the audible dong.
I heard that from here. All right. Can I see that again? Because it's been too long.
Piece of shit.
The two piece.
Dong.
Dude just ran away.
God, can I make that my ringtone?
Dunk.
Dong.
It's like the where they do the
Who do I got to send this to? Chase?
They turned that into a meme. You know that all our times have come. You know that one song.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yep.
Yeah, that, the beginning. Dun, dun, dun,
the cowbell.
Yeah, the cowbell. That's what they did.
That's fucking good.
Yeah.
So what happened? Any trouble?
No,
after you
actually-
donged the dude, did he run away?
Well, actually,
Let's
after
not
that
say
happened,
donged the dude. That's a little.
It asserts dominance.
Alexander the Great surely thought so.
Hear me out. Branded water bottles that say hydrate and die.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a new business.
Hydrate
go.
and TBI.
Oh God.
Yeah, self-defense hydro flask.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Did the police show up or did
Yeah,
everything
actually,
just-
they walked me away, and
No
then
shit.
yeah, but they were cool.
Or they just like, yep, you're allowed to do that.
Well, they were actually 15 feet away, so,
so
they
they
were
watched.
watching everything that's going on. And I've had enough experience with law enforcement, so I know kind of what I can do and what I can't do.
be a dick to him?
Yeah,
Really?
No, but I like cops. I mean, I think they do a lot. So
Oh, it's a running. Cody loves. We all
I
support
don't
Leo.
love
We
cops.
support
Renowned
everyone.
cop hater.
yeah, most cops.
Man, ACAB, you know what I'm saying, guys?
Oh, ACAB, yeah. Okay,
Now you.
Do you know about Cody's background?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
I know
I'm
law
not
enforcement.
literally
Yeah,
saying
law
that.
enforcement, yeah.
That's what I was wondering on whose content you've kind of watched because you were thrown into the unsub mix from your handler,
Yeah.
and your team for the book you're releasing, and then we're just figuring it out all today.
Yeah,
Man, I
pretty
thought all
much.
you guys just said slurs on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have
I didn't know you had YouTube channels.
you guys
I'm
have
here for a
careers?
I'm here for a podcast.
I think it was like maybe a year ago or so, something like that. We were in some sort of engagement on Twitter, and I, set threw something out there, or like maybe it was either you or me, I don't remember. But then you replied, like talking about like, oh, we'd love to have you down in San Antonio, something like that. And you're like,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, Roof Koreans on the table. I never would have figured that, but all right.
Yeah. I was. So it was weird because like the publisher is telling me like, okay, you can't really talk about the book too much, not yet. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do any podcasts. And then come January, they're like, you got to get out there and start talking about the book. I was like, okay. So it's like, stop, but hurry up. It's like,
Do both.
yeah, do both. So I was like, okay. So yeah, I was looking forward to the podcast. And then we were out in Staccato together.
For
earlier
the-
this year. That was really cool. I had
The
a good time.
Big range day.
Yeah. I had a really good time. My kids had a good time.
That was awesome. You brought your kids.
Yeah, I didn't know what range day meant, so I brought the shotgun that I took out that week.
Yeah.
You said, when someone says range day, I mean, like, I'm bringing my guns, I'm fucking shoot, but I didn't know it was all provided for, so I was like, okay. So I just
There were some pretty cool toys out there.
There's some really the 50 cal. Oh, that was cool.
Did you shoot the AK-50? Or which one?
I shot the 50 cal.
Mod Deuce.
Oh yeah.
Full auto.
Yeah, and then my son did too, so he had a good time.
We'll have to get you on the AK-50 next year.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be a good time. So what do you want to explain to the audience what kind of got you known around the 2A community and I mean America in general?
What does it? Why does
Who is
everyone
the
know what a
moon?
roof Korean is?
Who is the Moon Korean?
So I didn't know what a roof Korean was up until 2021. I'll be honest.
Really?
I didn't know what that was. I mean, so up until 2021, I mean, I was just a regular Joe. No one, my family didn't know about my background in terms of what I did in the riots, and that was just kind of part of the past. And I think what helped me kind of be more, talk about this was COVID. In LA, we had COVID restrictions that were way beyond what I came to Texas in 2021 to Austin, and then there's a huge difference between the restrictions that we had in California than you guys had in Texas. So that's kind of what helped trigger me in a sense. I wanted to live a normal life and just quietly. But that and the elections, I think the 2020 election results really, pushed me over. I'm a math guy. I do mortgages and that's kind of like what I do, right? And then I've done other things too, but I read numbers and the numbers
in property value.
Yeah, numbers just didn't work.
You do numbers? What?
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the weird Asian that does numbers.
You're a rarity.
I'm a rarity. Not good.
A diamond.
Common loot.
Yeah. So anyway, I created the account and I started tweeting about businesses that were being shut down during COVID, the restrictions, and then there was a focal point. There was a business called Tin Horn Flats in Burbank that was staying open during the restrictions. So they were actually allowing indoor dining, and they got a lot of heat from that. They were getting cited every evening, and then I put out a video about that, and then Newsmax picked up the video and they showed it. It was on Stinchfield. Yeah, so he showed that, and then I started talking about the restrictions in COVID as well, what was happening in Orange County, and then InfoWars picked that up. I threw another video, and they picked that up. So it was all regarding COVID, but then the whole 92 riot thing, that was kind of like, that's where I picked up my moniker, my handle, because of that, because I was kind of like, what do I call myself, right? And then I just started doing some research, and I ran into that thing, like the Roof Korean 92. I was like, hey, that kind of applies to me.
Oh shit,
so
that's me.
Yeah, so
Literally.
so I created the account. Yeah, but
So all of this. So backing up just to super basics for the people who don't know, it was 1992 was the L.A. Rodney King riots, where I was actually doing some reading on this a little bit last night in prep. It was Rodney King who was in a high speed chase with police for I think drunk driving.
High on crack.
Yeah, he was.
Was he high?
He was high on PCP too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the reason why when they were beating him, he wasn't responding because he was just numbed out. That's why.
But yeah, the footage basically somebody recorded it. The news got a hold of the footage where basically they were beating the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
And then it just sent the whole city into a bunch of essentially race riots.
Right.
The reason the city went crazy over it is like they were beating his ass. It should have been one of those cases where they put him in handcuffs and put him in the back of the car, but they were standing around and like actually beating his ass. And then they took the 4 officers got charged with it. They went to trial and they were acquitted of it, everything, and that's what drove the city crazy.
Okay, so it was based on the acquittal of the cops.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
That's when everyone went crazy, and they started looting the entire city, and they went down to like Koreatown, like where you and all your people are down there, and they just started tearing shit up, stealing TVs.
It was basically like a worse version of the BLM riots, but localized to LA.
LA County.
LA County.
I'm going to differentiate between LA City and LA County because LA County is much larger than LA City. So the previous ICE riots that we had in 2025, that's localized to LA City. Like downtown LA is mainly where it was, but it makes it look like on media and video that it's all the whole city. It wasn't. The 92 riots was the whole county. So you had everything from Koreatown down south past downtown LA to South Central, over by like Brentwood, Culver City, and then up north by like where I was. I lived in Hollywood. You know where Culver City is? Yeah,
counties in California are enormous.
Oh, like for the viewer, you're not going to know this, but one of those cities to city or districts is a 30-minute to an hour drive, especially in traffic. Like, and that's just going.
Yeah, because you used to live in LA, right?
Yep, Glendale. So that's when he's saying like Pasadena. You're going even past Pasadena. That is massive, and
it's a huge
everything
city.
Was,
it was basically everything. If you look at downtown LA, everything south of downtown LA, obviously, because that's where the black community was. And that's where they were really upset. And it's not just because of Rodney King, because the year before that, a 14-year-old girl named Latasha Harlins was shot by a Korean shop owner, storekeeper. It was an older woman that was shot. And then it went to trial, and then she got probation, and the black community was pissed off because of that.
What was the story about that?
The story was basically she was stealing orange juice, and then she was asked to put it away, and then she beat the fuck out of this like woman.
Oh shit!
Yeah, she beat the crap out of this older lady. She's like in her late 60s, and she's 14, but she's a big 14-year-old girl, you know. So she beat the crap out of her. So the lady kind of, I guess she says in the court transcript, she says she kind of lost her mind because she didn't know what to expect, what was coming next, because she was turning around and she felt like she was come back. So she pulled out the revolver and pulled the trigger. And they're saying that the revolver was stolen at one point, and the trigger was modded. So when she got it, it was actually a lot lighter.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly, right? So, but anyways, she got shot. And then because of that, the black community was upset because of that. And then the year after, you had the Rodney King. So it just all culminated into what happened with Rodney King. And that's where everything just kind of blew up on Wednesday. So the verdict came down on Wednesday. And then that's where you see the protests on Florence, Normandy, Reginald Denny getting pulled out of his car, hit with a cinder block, splayed out in blood. That was on Wednesday. So then Thursday, so that's Wednesday.
That was the trucker?
Yeah, that was the trucker. So
That was bad.
One thing that I read about that too is Reginald Denny was delivering gravel to a Section 8 housing complex, a lower income housing complex. He was there to actually help.
Yeah.
And they pulled him out of his truck and cinder block just right over his head.
Yeah.
And then the news helicopter got all that.
ZBIOTICS is a surefire way to wake up feeling refreshed after a long night with the friends. ZBIOTICS pre-alcohol probiotic is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. Probiotic. I got the word right. You want to know how it works? Magic. Finn, put up magic. It's like an elixir or a zinzobine. When you drink, the alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct. It's great for the liver. And it is a buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that leads to that terrible feeling the next day. So on the rare occasion me and the guys have a few drinks, I pop one of these and life is way better. From the fairways of Augusta to the first pitch of the baseball season and the start of the festival circuits. April is a sprint to outdoor celebration. Don't let a rough next day keep you on the sidelines. Drink pre-alcohol to stay ahead of the game and enjoy those sunny Saturdays. Go to zbiotics.com/unsub and get 15% off when you use code unsub at checkout. ZBIOTICS is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/unsub and use code unsub to get 15% off.
Because, I mean, this is before my time, but was there, like, going into the LA riots, was there any, like, precedent? Like, did you know that this was maybe going to happen?
No.
Because, like, now with, like, BLM and stuff, we know that, like, oh, this is another George Floyd type incident or another this person type incident. There's gonna be riots in major cities all over. Like, we kind of have a warning.
Yeah.
Well, this is like the first time it ever really happened. So it caught everybody off guard.
This was
essentially.
actually organic.
Yeah.
This the BLM riots and everything, all the ICE, that's all funded.
Yeah.
Right. So this was all organic. It was the community. And what happened was, so on Thursday is when it got really bad. That's when they started. The stores in South Central, a lot of the Korean-owned stores were kind of like peppered like islands in that city. There's no central community in there. So a lot of them got looted, were burned. Firefighters that tried to go there to stop the fires were being shot at. So they needed a police escort. And they couldn't afford the manpower anymore. So they just stopped going there and trying to put out the fires. So that was by Thursday. So by Thursday, when all this was picking up steam, is when the call went out from Radio Korea asking for help. So it was just a general distress call asking for help, anybody to come and help, the community.
That's wild.
So a lot of us went. I never got the call because it was all in Korean. I speak Korean, but I'm not really that fluent. But I got the call from my friend, and he was like, "Hey, you see what's going on TV?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Can you help?" I was like, "Yeah."
Were you born in LA?
I was born in Germany.
Germany. Oh, shit. Okay.
You look it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I tell people I'm South African, but whatever.
What age were you during this?
I was 19.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So 19, the phone call, hey, and it's like grab a gun or grab something to protect.
Right.
This is what we're doing. What was that phone call like?
Yeah. So it was just like, hey, it might be coming up north because his brother had a store over by Vermont and Washington, which is just north of the 10 freeway. And that's kind of the 10 freeway is kind of dividing line between Koreatown and like the south. So his was just north of that. So his concern was that they were going to start coming up north. Like the black community was going to start coming up because that was kind of the rumor that they're going to come up north. They're going to go, loot Bel Air and Beverly Hills. And that was kind of what the talk was. So when he called me, I already knew like why he was calling me. And, I was watching everything that was going down. So I went with him. But in my book, I outlined my past, who I was before and what I did, and why I'm very familiar with law enforcement and how they operate in LAPD and some of the ties I have with LA and the roots I have and some of the ties I have. And for me, it wasn't just simply going out and just protecting my friend, but there was some street politics involved as well with that because I have a lot of friends.
Right now, it's giving me similar vibes to like the Kyle Rittenhouse case. It's like a lot of the riots, though, thankfully, that didn't end up the same way, but like because I think he was going with a friend of his. It's been so many years, but he was going with a friend of his to protect that friend's, because his dad had that car dealership or that car lot, and he's like, we need some help defending our property because they're going to burn everything to the ground.
Yeah, it's similar to that, but I'm just gonna clarify the riots. There was actually 3 different riots that week. You had the riots that was the black community down in South Central, and then you had sporadic riots throughout LA County, like Culver City. People just taking advantage of the chaos and looting because there's no more central command with emergency services or anything. Everything is just like offline.
Sublime.
And then in Koreatown, you had a whole different riot. You had basically what I call a gang war. You had a gang war between us and 2 of the largest gangs. I think one of the largest gangs in LA, which is MS-13. I was on the east side of Koreatown. Koreatown is actually divided into 2 different groups. You got 18th Street on the west side that owns a lot of that territory, and then you got MS on the east side that owns a lot of that territory.
I didn't know about MS-13.
Yeah.
I figured it would have been the Bloods or Crips out in that area.
No, it's Bloods and Crips are further south.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so further south. So these guys, where I was patrolling, where we were patrolling, it was mainly MS territory.
No doubt.
So when we were out there and we found out who was shooting, we got a description of the vehicle, what they looked like, how many occupants, and we already knew who they were. So me and my buddy, because we have a background and we kind of know LA, we already know the territories where they're at. So we actually went into their territory looking for them because we got the description from. So what happens, I'll just kind of time it out. So I went with my friend to his brother's shop, right? So you got Hispanic and black employees that are pulling merchandise away from the window and boarding it up, right? Everyone's armed. Everyone's strapped. They got something. So his older brother tells us, hey, go to this other plaza over by New Hampshire and Olympic. Check on those guys. I got some buddies there. So we go over there, and then as soon as we get there, the older guys are telling us that we're being shot at. I'm like, who's shooting at you guys? 4 guys, white Toyota Corolla, and they're doing rounds. They're just coming by and taking pot shots at us. So we already know in that area in the 90s, like the guys who drive Toyota Corollas are MS. 18th Street, some of the established Hispanic gangs are more Buick, Cadillacs, Chevys. These guys are driving Toyota Corollas. So we already know it's them. And because of the area, we kind of know where they're going to be hanging out, where their hood is. So we're kind of driving through there, and we actually catch up to these guys, I think. I think it was these guys. But I talk about it in my book. But there's a moment. Yeah.
That's crazy. Even the isolation of Koreatown. And I'm trying to compare that to any other city that has a district that is Koreatown. And this is a large area, and it is. How many Koreans live in Koreatown?
I don't know, but it's about a 3 square mile radius, Koreatown.
Great parking.
Yeah. Fantastic parking.
Fucking God, I hated visiting my friends. I'm like, oh God.
No, it sucks. Yeah. But yeah, so it was it's 3 different riots. And in the video, you see Mr. Jew. He's saying, "Oh yeah, there's cholos that are shooting at us, right?" So we don't. It's not cholos. I talked to some other people that I know, and they don't think it was 18th Street that was involved with the shooting. They think it was mainly MS because these guys are first generation immigrants, and they're just gonna go wild, And these guys were actually changing the dynamics in terms of like gang warfare in the 90s when these guys came to LA and they formed MS-13.
It was one of the most dangerous gangs for a while, especially in the United States.
Yeah, they started off as a stoner group. They listened to heavy metal, smoked weed, stoners, and then basically they hung out and they started having beef with some of the local Mexicans because these guys are Salvadoranians and, not all Hispanics get along. So just like not all Asians get along sometimes. So they had beef and they formed MS. And then I think when they joined with the Mexican Mafia is when they added the 13. But before it was just MS, straight MS.
What was one of the craziest moments, though, during that for yourself where you're like, oh, fuck, this is a lot more than I chewed up? Like, react. I'm trying to figure out a way to talk about it without ruining the book because I know you want to do both.
Well,
but it's like
I know, I want to I want to talk about the book and what's in the book, but I can't. But I would say that it was, I've had enough in my life where it was just another week kind of. I mean, as crazy as that sounds, but it's just kind of a week in my life during that time that I kind of forgot about after so many years. That I never brought it up to my family, never brought it up to my kids, my family,
So they just found out later one day?
Yeah, they just found out. They're like, and then when I created the account, they're like, like, And then I told them.
So you didn't realize that this was like a big deal that people had talked about for decades until like 2020.
I didn't know.
That's so interesting.
I had no idea.
Well, it's interesting to me because like a lot of World War II veterans had the same experience where like a lot of World War II veterans were like in Battle of the Bulge or they were at some major battle, but like all the history and documentation didn't come out until 30 years after the fact. So there was a lot of dudes that were like, oh shit, I was there for that. Actually, I was in Battle of the Bulge. And they had no idea until
they didn't know how big of a deal it was.
Yeah,
even
like
just on like a top down view, they didn't know.
Yeah, they had no idea because
we were in that skirmish one day.
Yeah. It's just like, oh shit, I was there for that. Actually, yeah, I remember that. Like, it's just interesting. Like, didn't even know you were a big part of history until decades later.
Yeah, I had no clue, no idea. I didn't even know it was a whole meme or whatever. And it's only until I created the account in 2021. Yeah, is when 2020, November 2020 is when I created the X account, is when, I kind of found out about everything.
Because that's one of the OG memes, I think, on your channel, is you've been promising a Roof Koreans video for, what, 10 years now? 8 years?
I started off in 2016 talking about Roof Koreans and just kept talking about it, and I never made a video on it. So I think I brought Roof Koreans back into the to the like mainstream,
because like
when early YouTube.
When we first started hanging out, I think we were down in Charleston that one time, like years and years ago. People kept pestering you about the Roof Koreans video. I'm like, what? Like, why do people keep asking you about a Roof Koreans video? And apparently you had promised one but never made it.
Yeah,
like to this day.
Yeah, I promised a Roof Korean video for years because back then I was like super hardcore into researching crime, and I found the Roof Koreans and I kept bringing it up on YouTube and kept bringing it up, and I never made a video about it.
Well, here you're finally doing it.
Yeah, I know. Here's my Roof Korean video.
It would be
Roof Korean had no idea about Roof Koreans.
be a shame if the comment section adopted the Win Roof Korean video.
You could probably do it.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, old shout out to Popo Medic, my buddy. He went ahead and he made a video about the Roof Koreans. He did a nice video about that. So
cool guy.
When crime is fun on Roof Koreans.
I know I need to do that now too.
Dang, that is wild. Now the
Because for the audience who doesn't know, the reason why we keep talking about it as like a meme, like the Roof Koreans meme, is in the Second Amendment community. It kind of became, I mean, not to overuse the word, but it became a meme in the sense where it was a perfect representation of shit going down, the police not being there to protect you, and individuals grabbing firearms and just protecting their own, protecting their property or their people. And so it just became like this icon, kind of retro early 90s thing, but it became like that symbol for standing up and defending your community.
Right. Yeah, I was totally unaware of any of that. I mean, I didn't even have a social media account up until 2020. Like nothing, no Instagram, no Twitter, nothing.
So you're just off the internet. That's why you were like,
I was off the internet. I mean, like I was living a life. I was going to tournaments with my kids, and I was, doing my own business. And I mean, Twitter was just like just something else, just.
Yeah, you didn't realize how fun it could be to yell at people.
Yeah, and talk shit. Talk shit all day long.
It's the Elon thing. It's like it's the PvP server of social media.
Recently there was one where they had Elon looking like a woman. And they're like, wrong answers only. So I posted like, my kid's new stepmom.
So I'm fine with that one. Now with you got to shoot the Daewoo today, right? You brought out that.
Yes.
If you wanted to do a brief history on why that weapon is important to the situation.
Sure. So like the Daewoo produces a bunch of things from rifles to cars. But the Korean assault rifle, you see it in a lot of anime and shit too. Like, what was it, Solo Leveling?
Yep.
I think it was. Maybe.
Yeah, Solo Leveling.
Yeah. I was just like, Daewoo's. Like, it kind of outs it as a Korean show because that's like their assault rifle or their iconic assault rifle anyway. So there's a lot of those photos. And we were actually talking about this a little bit earlier. You kind of filled me in on some stuff I didn't know, where a lot of the photos of the signature, Roof Koreans, the famous pictures, a lot of them have Daewoo K1s and K2s. And so you were telling me that a lot of that is because a lot of those dudes were first generation. They, from their mandatory military service in South Korea, they were just familiar with them.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was something that they used. So they were obviously familiar with that. But some of the younger guys like myself that were out there, we had different, firearms. I took a Remington 870 out there, and then my buddy had a Beretta 92 FS. But yeah,
It's the most 90s shit ever. That's awesome.
Right? But yeah, the K2. I mean, I've wanted to shoot that for a long time too, because I saw it field stripped, and it looked, like I said, remember we talked about it, it looked like a blend between an AK and an AR. So
Yeah, it's like they wanted to take an AR-15 and then give it an AK style long stroke gas piston.
yeah,
which is it's basically what that gun is.
Exactly.
Well,
I love
there's
Brandon.
a long stick that gets gas from the barrel. Push his bulk carrier back.
There we go. Now I got it. We brought it out and shot your book covers. So is that the first 400? How many books are going out, and what was that for exactly?
that's actually for an insert in the book, right? So
There's like a page.
Yeah, when the publishers said like we're gonna shoot it, I thought we were gonna shoot the actual book, right? But they're like, no, we're gonna shoot the page.
You just want us to ruin the entire book. Yeah. Well, this chapter's gone.
right.
Well, but then they have to buy 2 copies.
Yeah, see, it's brilliant marketing.
It stunks.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. But yeah, shooting the page is they're gonna insert the page into the book. So
Oh, gotcha. That makes okay. I wasn't sure on how all of that was working.
yeah, I didn't know either.
It was a cool idea. We just got it and it's like, hey, let's go shoot this. So we went and fired. How many? Is it the first 100? How does the cell work? I'm trying to help you on your marketing, dog.
Okay.
This is your pitch right now. We shot pages for y'all.
That's going in the pre-order, right? The special edition book, right? So that's for that, and then they're gonna have the other regular hardback and soft copy like afterwards. But this is for
ballistic edition.
Yeah, this is the ballistic edition, right? So it's supposed to be special.
So we shot it with the Daewoo K2 and the MP7. So that's kind of neat.
We did use the 9mm one time.
Eli used the 9mm one.
The Daewoo because it's relevant. The MP7 because it's cool. About the logic that went into that.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what happened.
You actually got to fire the MP7 full.
Yeah,
you
was
almost
cool.
did the mistake of too many clicks on the first one.
Yeah, I know. That was fun though.
Whoop.
It's a good thing you actually mentioned that. I would have just sprayed the.
The book is extra shot now.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been like it's got extra holes in it.
Yeah, that was a blast. So when does that actually release, or when do pre-sales go up?
Well, it was scheduled to be released this month on the 34th anniversary, which would have been April the 28th or 29th. My bad. But they're pushing it to like July, August. Because there's a few other things that need to get done. The audio version needs to get done, so I got to record the audio.
I was just going to ask you if you were going to record the audio version.
They're having me record the audio version, so the audio version is going to get done. That has to get done. And there's also a few other steps, like the whole book publishing industry. That's like their own thing. So it's about 9 months to a year for them to get a manuscript and put it out into the market. So
I really like it when authors read their own audiobooks. Like I just dig that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the creative director was fixing a lot of the grammar, and I was like, no, I don't talk like that though. It's going to sound weird if I say this in the audio because I don't speak like this. So I had to rewrite it according to the way I speak. So
now I think your book is going to be like Ebonics.
I'd $10 more if you do it in an Asian accent. The entire book, I'm like,
yeah. The publisher said it was better for authenticity. I don't know what that.
That's the most racist shit ever. The publisher's like, you should do this in an Asian accent. I don't have one.
Make one up.
Yeah. The beginning of every chapter is a gong.
The thundercloud rolling.
Oh shit!
Oh, that'd be fucking amazing.
That's funny.
Connor, what are you doing?
I'm fuming, brother.
You fuming okay?
You ain't never seen nobody cheap a fume like this boy can.
Fume responsibly.
Look at Connor.
I'm cured.
From what?
My oral fixation. I would have something else in my mouth right now, but thanks to fume, it's not made of human flesh. Can I have that, please? You want to hit my fume, bro?
I do want to hit your
let me
fume.
pass it.
It's also got a fidget movement on it. For those who are tactilically challenged.
Made that shit up.
Tactilically is a rare, often non-standard adverb of the form tactile, used to describe interacting with or understanding something through the sense of touch, physical feel, or haptic feedback. F you.
Pass me my fume, bro. We're fuming it up.
Dude, look at how fucking cool he looks.
He's getting fumed out of his mind.
I'm on a fume too much, bro. My favorite flavor is orange vanilla because it tastes like somebody near you at a coffee shop ordered an Earl Grey tea.
Crisp mint.
Yeah, one time I was really fiending for something I legally cannot say in this advertisement, but instead I reached for my fume, and boy oh, did that hit the spot.
Use code UNSUB to get a free gift with your journey pack.
Fume has already helped over 700,000 people take steps towards better habits, and now it's your turn. Head to tryfume.com. That's TRYFUM.com. Use code UNSUB to get a free gift today.
So during COVID, you were seeing a lot of, I'm guessing, businesses shut down, and then seeing the control of it and how it's just f***ing shit up, and that's what got your voice going.
That and the election. And that's what propelled me to go to DC in January, J6.
Yeah, because I didn't know that either until earlier today when we were talking about
There's a lot of
being
things
there
that
at
people
J6.
don't know about me.
No shit, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. But yeah, J6, I was at J6 too. DC, yeah. So that was interesting. I had a good time there. I mean, it's nothing like what they described in the media, and it was basically families that were out there, kids, grandparents, and it was because the election was fraudulent, it was a fraudulent election, and it was very blatant. I grew up remembering, you remember the hanging chads during Gore, that election?
2000.
Yeah. So I remember that, but this was just blatant. It was so obvious,
Gotcha.
And that's what kind of got me.
What I didn't know either, well, because I asked you as soon as I found that out, because you were showing us like some of the pictures that you've taken there, and then I had asked if the feds fucked with you at all after.
They did. Yeah, they did.
Just for being present.
Right. So the two feds came to my house.
Because you didn't go in the building or anything.
No, I didn't go in the building.
You were just there on the lawn.
Right. We're outside on the steps, and then when Trump, tweeted at around 4 o'clock, like, hey, go home, like it's all done. So we all took off and we left. But I went there because I've watched videos in October and November of people getting assaulted by Antifa leftists and stuff. And so I think a lot of us went there thinking that we were going to be brawling on the street, with these guys, but they never showed up. I mean, they weren't there, but the reason why they weren't there is because they were intermixed in the crowd with us, so I didn't know that until somebody I was with pointed out there was a guy who had like a huge anarchy tattoo on his hand, and he called him out, and he basically scurried and went into the crowd, and that's how we lost him. But that's kind of how we figured out that it wasn't just us. I mean, Antifa was with us, at J6, and they were the ones that were usually, like Antifa BLM guys were probably the ones that were breaking the windows and, destroying, shit on property. So
also wild them showing up. You never went in. You were just there on camera, I'm assuming. But then them showing up to your door would have been weird.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of expected that because they were showing up on everybody's door, in some form or fashion. Either they were showing up as plainclothes feds, or they were swatted out and, basically, closing both ends of the street and bringing in the SWAT guys, the FBI SWAT guys. So, yeah, so two different experiences with feds. Now, mine was a lot more pleasant. So I had like two man and woman. And I spoke with them, but later on they got involved with my life again when I was having issues with my ex-wife, and so they actually called DCFS or CPS, so they were involved in taking away my kids for about a couple of months.
Oh, whoa! What the heck?
And that was related to the J6 stuff?
Well, not related to J6, but the feds were monitoring me, and
oh wow,
they're very, I'd say they're very insidious in terms of how they gather intel, and I'm familiar with this, and I kind of know like when you're online. You don't want to really leave too much online. I mean, I still write stuff down with paper and pen. It's just by habit. But I got a notification from, it was Dropbox, because I use Dropbox and Facebook, saying that they were actually cooperating with the feds. And I got the notification like in November. And they said that they were cooperating with the feds since like August. So the feds were actually, crawling over all my social media and my accounts and whatnot since August, and I just found out about it in November. So I already kind of knew that they were going to do that, and I already had a feeling that they were going to crawl all over my Dropbox account, and look at all my folders and files. But it's all business related, so there's nothing there to incriminate me.
It's still wild from like when you think about
Poor
that, how much
feds.
money.
Just combing over mortgage notes.
This guy really loves
Damn it.
math.
We're gonna find something here.
I should have got my mortgage from this guy.
Like, we've been poring over it for 3 weeks, and all I figured out is I need to refinance.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is crazy how much money was spent on something like that. That's how my brain.
That was a shitload.
Yeah,
we spent a
just
shitload of
you
money.
never went in and how much time, resources, salaries went to just Tony Moon, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because it became political. That's what it was.
Right.
It was like
Yeah.
political prosecution.
And I try to figure out how they were targeting people because it just seems so random. Like there was like 2 older women twins that were on the Capitol, but they were actually, I think they were incarcerated for a while too.
How many people actually went to jail from that?
I know there's a list out there. There's a J6 support
How many were
group
arrested?
that basically that are out there. That has a list, but yeah, I think it was quite a bit.
And they all got everything just got wiped clean, right? For
Right.
the most part.
Except for I think Joe Biggs. Joe didn't get his pardon. So
It led to the arrest of 1,600 individuals, 725 of which were charged with federal crimes.
Yep.
How many were charged with federal crimes?
725 of them by the end of 2021. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they threw the book at all those.
It was a
people.
witch hunt.
So I don't really get into the whole J6 arguing thing, but I've always heard the stat thrown around that there was like 4 police officers that died on J6, and I thought that wasn't right. And then I just remember looking into it. So the stat that gets thrown around is 4 cops were killed. Mm-hmm. 1 officer died the next day from a heart attack. Mm-hmm. 4 officers died by themselves over the course of the next several months. And those are the 5 deaths that are getting accredited to J6.
Probably have to cut
that's-
it.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's COVID counting, right?
Right,
That's what
yeah,
it is.
for sure.
Everyone that dies is COVID.
Those are called
motorcycle accident, COVID.
those are comorbidities. Is what I think the.
You caught 9mm COVID, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just always thought that was a crazy stat to go and throw around in that fashion
Right.
How do they associate any of that?
because it's politically convenient.
It is, yeah.
There's no other reason. Like,
I mean, you got those the people that were saying like you can again debate the merits of it, all day long. But the people that drive me crazy are the ones that are like, oh, this is worse than 9/11. It's like,
yeah.
by absolutely what metric?
Yeah.
Same thing.
I'm sorry. According to some streamers, America deserved 9/11.
Which streamers would those? Oh, never mind. I think I know the one.
9/11.
There's more than one.
Twitter.
I love this episode has turned into Eli learns about January 6th.
I know. I'm like, wow.
Just sitting here the entire time, this definitely won't be brought up in a congressional run.
Yeah, 9/11 changed everything. I mean, we had relative peace from 89 to 2001 because the wall fell. There was no more Soviet Union, right? So we had no enemy, actually. Like, we got an arms industry, but we don't know who we're going to bomb. So 9/11 looked really convenient, right? So now after 9/11, now we can go to war and go kill these guys.
For 20
wherever.
years.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
But
talking
yeah.
about GWOT
I know.
now.
I think it was a short war.
We've heard about GWOT. We only lived through it.
20. Yeah, dude, it's wild seeing individuals join and then their kiddos served with them while deployed.
That's crazy. That's
In
wild.
the aviation community, they like go out of their way to do it, but the B-52, they've been in flight for so long. There are B-52s that have been piloted by the grandpa, the dad, and the grandson.
Wow.
Yeah, cool.
Like
That's really
like so like
fucking
the
neat.
Air Force will go out of their
that's
way to
fucking
be like,
cool.
hey, I need to fly this B-52 because that's what my grandpa and my dad flew. And
That's
like
cool.
they try to make it happen.
Yeah.
Just so you can say like 3 generations of my family flew that bomber.
That's fucking
which is really
That's
cool.
really cool.
That's really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing's been in service forever.
3 generations of my family joined the Mile High Club in this fucking thing.
Yeah, like
They
I'm sure it never happened, but like you just imagine like walking into a B-52 and there's like graffiti with like your grandpa and your dad's name.
Yep.
sketching.
Grandpa
it in.
Joe was here, also dad. Like,
It's just in the
give me a
knife.
pocket knife.
It's just the last name. You know, Hernandez was here. Below it again.
Double it. Give it to the next guy.
Were the B-52s used just recently, or what was cited?
Yes, that was cited over. Yeah, B-52s. If there's big bombings going on, B-52s are getting used.
Because we were talking about that. It's like, is this either way terrifying? 'Cause
B-52
it is a good
is
show
the
of.
I have air superiority.
Explain that one. It was what was seen earlier that day.
Oh, they were saying that because Trump had the whole thing with Iran, like you guys we're gonna have an agreement by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, and there were sightings of a shit ton of American aircraft flying over England, and their path and where they were, it would have put them over Iran at like over Tehran at like 7:45 p.m. So they saw B-52s, they saw B-1s, and they saw some other planes all headed that direction. So they're like, oh shit, he's not kidding. Like that is en route right now.
Yeah, your dasher is on the way.
Just a plane sitting there with your driver, your dasher, and then the plane, and this. Your dasher is picking up order. Uh-oh.
Jeff from Nebraska, that's your package. Jeff.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
Dear God.
5 stars.
You need to make that story.
Like and it's obviously it's an objectively good thing. Period. That it didn't have to go there. You know, yeah, we got time at time of recording, but that there was like a jarhead moment where one of those B-52 pilots got the call and was like, "Damn it! I've trained for this for years. This is all I wanted to do."
100%.
Edging.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Now I got blue bombs.
Because, I mean, I imagine it's probably been a while since one of them's run a combat mission.
If ever.
Were they used? Who dropped
I
the?
mean, if they're new pilots.
No, I just mean B-52s in general.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because who dropped the Moab, or what plane dropped?
Moab was C-130.
Yeah, so B-52 probably hasn't been used in.
B-52s get used all the fucking time. I mean,
Oh yeah.
any bombing campaign is the workhorse is the B-52. Like if we're doing any heavy bombing, it's B-52s.
That's true. I guess because we never did. I mean, in Iraq during the GWOT, the surge, there was no just dropping bombs anywhere because it's civilian population and you're just hearts and minds inside the little city of Baghdad or wherever you are, and you're just going door to door. So we never got. I mean, I've told the story. The few times we got to drop a JDAM, everyone's watching. They're like, yes, but it wasn't a B-52.
Last use of a B-52 in combat that we know of was 2024 against the Houthis in Yemen.
Right.
But that's what I mean. Like any mass airstrike bombing, like they're bringing in B-52s. Like B-1 is meant for slightly hostile air. B-2 is we're not supposed to be there, and B-52 is go f yourself.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until the sky starts losing pixels.
Yeah.
Feel it,
Oh my God, it's the perfect jeans.
right?
I can leave.
Brandon, feel it.
Get on his shoulders.
Up here, big boy.
Try the perfect jeans out as earmuffs.
Brandon, how perfect are they?
Feels like the perfect jeans.
They're so flexible.
I'm fat. I can actually do squats in them. Usually it's an issue. I'm not kidding.
I'm picturing you doing squats in the gym with these jeans.
I could.
Dude, they are like.
Eli's just mogging on the audience right now.
Finn, make my dick talk.
자러 가야겠다. 네가 늦게 왔잖아.
Now you're watching the ad, and pants season is almost here.
It's always pants season if you're a f***ing adult.
It's August in Texas. We're all wearing jeans.
The perfect jeans.
That's right. Today we're talking about the perfect jean. Brandon, how'd my jeans feel on your neck?
Feels like I need to talk to HR.
But they were comfortable, right?
Absolutely.
This brand The perfect jean? It's actually perfect. It's real denim, but not the heavy stuff.
I just like how they finally say that we can say "f your khakis," which works great pretty much everywhere except for Boston, I'm sure.
Just means the valet is quitting.
For a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectjean.nyc.
Or Google The Perfect Jean and use code UNSUB15 to get 15% off.
It's finally time to stop crushing your balls and wear comfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc.
Our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping.
It's lighter, softer, stretchier, and it's not a sex toy.
Not with that attitude.
Use that one.
And again, that's free returns, free exchanges when you use code UNSUB15 at checkout.
That's 15% off at checkout for the perfect jeans. Connor loves perfect jeans.
He does. They fit him really nice.
Oh, pants.
That's fucking wild. Just thinking, watching that destruction of not like one building, but just everything getting leveled. Houthis, weren't we there when they made the call, or we were told about it, right?
Thank you. Sorry.
At the White House, is that what they were talking about when they killed all the terrorist training camp?
Yeah, I think it had just the thermal footage had just gotten released, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, that's what a B-52 carries.
How many pounds of gun?
Wow.
Dear God.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a lot.
It's a commercial jetliner
Yeah.
full of bombs.
And they're telling me I can't have carry-on more than 50 pounds.
Wild. Holy shit.
I want to say it's 180,000 pounds of ordnance they can carry. I'm double checking right now.
That's a lot.
Sorry, 70,000. Still 70,000 pounds of bombs on
Jesus.
a plane.
It's like 100 fat chicks.
But were you on the conversation we were talking about?
Sorry.
The World War I footage of just mortars getting dropped during the Battle of Verdun? Mm-mm. They have footage of it. I'm not sure if I sent it to you. We were talking about it. I can't remember with who, but do you know how many mortars were dropped in that 10-month period of time? Mortars and heavy ordnance.
I believe it was the Battle of Verdun. The opening scene in the movie The Kingsman, where they have the recap of World War I, where it's just dudes standing on mountains of empty mortar shells. That's based off of the Battle of Verdun. I mean, it was as soon as they're done in the factory, put them on a truck and get them to the front line. They were just firing everything they had constantly. It was insane.
You know how many shells they
No.
70 million.
Yeah.
And then the footage is, they have footage of it, and you just seeing round after round. There is no pause. It is every second, half a second, something's hitting and exploding. It's fucking wild to watch.
Fun story. You're talking about how as soon as they were off the factory floor, they went in a truck and went to the front lines and were fired immediately.
Wow.
In Stalingrad, during World War II, on the Russian side, there's stories of it not even getting that far because they were literally coming up. The German lines had gotten so close to the factory that when they were rolling out the new PPSHs, they were test firing them out the window at the German lines.
Yeah, I mean, there's stories, same thing, Stalingrad, like German or Russian tanks rolling off the assembly, like open the garage door and drive the new tank directly into battle.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah, it was gnarly. Because, I mean, it's a major city.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that was 40 million lost during...
I don't know.
How many
Stalingrad?
total Russians were like 20 to 40 million lost during World War II, right?
I don't know.
I want to say it's 20 to 40 million.
Let me see.
We do a lot. Nick is our historian, so we learned
That's
a
cool.
lot. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So when he's on, it's like ask questions.
Russian deaths, Soviet citizens estimated between 24 and 27 million.
Wow.
That's just cities gone instantly of a population.
Yeah, this total includes approximately 8.7 to 10.7 million military personnel.
That's like twice the population in California. I think California's like 10 mil.
I think it's way higher than that, isn't it?
I don't know. Let me check it. Someone check it.
Cali.
I thought it was 10 mil.
Also, randomly, I was just looking it up.
California population is 39 million.
39 million. Oh, shit.
To give you guys an idea how big California counties are, California is significantly bigger than Iowa.
No shit.
Iowa has 99 counties. California has 56.
Oh,
The counties in California are fucking massive compared to most other states. Like being a sheriff in California is like a big deal. You're in charge of a lot of territory.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking pain in the ass.
Why are you still in California?
Good question.
It's a good question. I think it's because my parents are buried there.
Oh, I got you.
My friends are there, and my kids are there. You know, and
that makes a lot of sense.
Where am I gonna go, man? Texas?
Yeah.
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 I already told you, Key West, dude.
I know, but then like, I don't know, man. I just feel like I'm running then. You know?
Yeah, I got you.
And I feel like California's a shithole, but it can be better.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
it's beautiful.
It is.
Like every time we go there, we talk about how wonderful it is.
San Diego was a
The
beautiful
worst
area.
part about nice weather.
In Korean,
Fucking idiots love nice weather.
we have
Yeah.
we have a word in Korean. It's called koyang, which means hometown. Like when you ask someone like, "Hey, where's your hometown? Where was your koyang?" You know, "Oh, I'm from here. I'm from there." So I see California, LA as my koyang. It's my hometown. You know,
Gotcha.
it's where I'm from, and that's where my roots are. You know,
Yeah,
so.
it sucks. Newsom f***ed it all up.
It does suck. You know, but hopefully that'll change in November. I know you got big things happening for you in November as well. So hopefully we'll see it turn. And I think culturally we're at that point where we're swinging the other way. You know, we're swinging more to the
I
right.
hope so, bud.
You have kids, like you have a younger,
sir.
yes, I do have kids too. Like, but the 17, 18, 19-year-old, these kids, they're different than the millennials.
Yeah, they're like they're saying like all the studies and stuff. It's the first generation to be more conservative than
Yeah.
their parents.
You should hear them
in
on
like
Discord.
200 years.
Like you should hear them on Discord. Like even my kids, like the way they talk, like they have no filter.
Oh no, I hear my son on Discord.
Yeah,
I see what he likes on Instagram. Yeah.
I think
I
they,
keep,
Dear God, John.
yeah, I keep trying to
Get
tell
a
my
burner.
son. Yeah, I keep trying to tell John that like people can see what you like on Instagram, little man. Like you can't keep liking these posts.
Okay.
you know,
Dude, just really quick.
Yeah.
There's Los Angeles.
That's a city,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, there's the city right there. So then you'd have Burbank, West Hollywood. This is LA County.
yeah, that's LA County.
It is that entire
it's big.
there. Everything.
Yeah. So in '92, that's what was being rioted on,
Gotcha.
like all those different cities.
Do you know what ended up happening to Rodney King?
Well, he got a settlement, and then
He got a $3.8 million settlement.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
he drowned in his own
2
pool.
years later, he drowned in his own swimming pool. And then his toxicology was he had PCP, cocaine, and he was drinking at the time.
He had PCP when he was running from the cops.
Yeah.
Same thing,
LA
yeah.
County.
So that's cool where tax money went to do that.
Yeah.
LA County is 4,700 square miles. The state of Rhode Island is 1,500 square miles. LA County is bigger than some states.
Yeah.
You have multiple airports inside this county. Multiple.
Yeah.
And not small airports. Burbank,
Ontario.
Long Beach, Ontario, LAX.
LAX. Yeah.
So, I mean, riots covering the whole counties.
It's a whole state.
Yeah, it was a whole
Yes.
county. 92 was organic. I mean, everything after was just been, it's been funded, but 92 was organic.
That's crazy.
Oh. And then going back to that picture that we were looking at the magazine, David Jew, that store. Yeah, it's been 30 years, but he was actually giving away firearms that week. So you had Korean owners that came like, hey, like we need to buy something, and you have that whole background. We're like, well, fuck that. Here, just take this pistol, take some ammo, bring it back when everything dies down. So there's kind of an honor system that went down to where he was giving away like guns, and
One
then
of the
they
few
came back.
situations where loaning out guns
Yeah, he
and
was
getting
loaning
them
out
back
guns.
used probably increased the value.
Yeah.
At least if you sat on it for 30 years and you could prove.
Which is wild because then I wonder if that helped with
bought
some of the
one.
laws that went in effect later where you can't even loan.
I don't know if California has those. I know they've got them in some of the Pacific Northwest states.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it had any connection.
I mean-
down the road, you're like, well, they handed it out, so we need a rule, so they can't do that anymore.
I mean, that was even before the Brady Bill, if I'm not mistaken. 92. So they didn't even have federal NICS checks yet.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like none of those, but then they look back. Washington State, you can't I can't even give you one of my rifles.
Yeah, the example that's used a lot is I think it's in Oregon, might be Washington, but I think it's Oregon, where they said they got so strict with that transfer. What is a transfer? That if me and you go hunting, and we're traveling over this, barbed wire fence, cutting through a property, if I go, hey, here, grab this for me real quick while I go over this fence, you've just committed a felony.
There's Washington State has that.
Was it Washington? Okay. I knew it's somewhere in Pacific Northwest.
That's so stupid.
Oh, we couldn't even do a film. We were trying to film something with a gun, but it was the gun we wanted to use for the skit was our buddy's father's. Rule had just passed. He's like, I can't let you guys use it for filming. It's like, why? It's like, oh, it's illegal. Now it's an actual crime.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, nope, no go.
No.
I mean, Virginia's getting close. I mean, they had a full blue sweep of their state delegation.
Do you guys notice that there seems to be kind of a wave that's coming for this?
For them, I mean, for Virginia, it's been happening for a while. It's been a slow creep as D.C. just floods and floods and floods down into Alexandria and all the areas of Northern Virginia. It's just getting progressively worse. Like all these federal employees.
Yeah.
What are the Virginia rules? They just enacted that the past month, right?
They're trying to get it through. So there's the state senator who was born in Bangladesh. Like he's not even American. Comes to the United States and puts forward probably, in my opinion, one of the most egregious anti-gun laws.
I think I know who it is. Yeah,
of all time.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And he's some state senator, and it basically is just a blanket ban on semi-automatic firearms.
Yeah. Well, Well, when my book comes out, I'm hoping it to propel that into me talking about first day and second day, but also from a perspective of not just legal gun ownership, but some of the stuff that happens on the illegal side too.
Yeah.
So once the book comes out, I'll be able to elaborate more on that.
Sure. You said first day and second day?
First and Second Amendment.
Yeah, first and Second Amendment.
First day. Oh,
First day.
First day.
First day, second.
Got it.
Yeah, so I'll be talking about 2A first day. And I'm kind of tweeting about that now, because I think there's a lot more restrictions that are coming for some of the other states. I mean, they're trying to Californianize all the other states.
Yeah. I mean, it just came for Colorado. They just passed a pretty egregious gun bans coming for Virginia. Texas is going the opposite direction, thankfully. We had a pretty good pro-gun state legislature this cycle, and I'm hoping to have a better one next.
Brandon, you know what I hate?
Mexico.
Leaving money on the table.
I really hate missed calls, too.
Better than the first one you said.
No particular order.
And that's why today's episode is brought to you by QWO. QUO.
That's a big word for Eli.
The smarter way to run your business communications. QWO helps you and your team share one business number,
which helps you reply faster and stay on top of all the business communications so nobody gets lost. Don't try sexting from the company phone, though. That's not going to do well.
Or it can be a team effort.
It becomes a team sport.
QWO works wherever you are, right off the app off of your phone or a computer. And it lets you keep your existing number.
QWO is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews.
And it's built for how modern teams work.
Which is why more than 90,000 businesses rely on QWO to stay connected, professional, and consistently reachable.
QWO isn't just a phone system, it's a smart system. QWO's AI automatically logs calls, generates summaries, and highlights next steps so nothing gets lost.
Try QWO for free, plus 20% off your first 6 months if you go to QWO.com/unsub.
That's QUO.com/unsub. QWO, no missed calls, no missed customers.
Only Zool.
I hate the every state can interpret a right under the Constitution. It's I live 30 miles from the Minnesota border. I can't legally carry in Minnesota, but I can legally carry in Iowa.
Right.
And I could be doing something completely legal, and I can drive down a gravel road into the wrong state, and now I'm committing a crime that can get me 20 years in prison.
Right.
That's insane to me.
Constitutionally, we need, if not nationwide constitutional carry, at least nationwide reciprocity. Because I think South Carolina did it. It went to the Supreme Court, if I'm not mistaken, where it was impeding. It was about seatbelt laws or helmet laws. I think it was helmet laws, where it was impeding your right to freely travel because each county had their own rule.
Right.
And no, you can't do that because if I'm driving across my own state, or in your case in South Carolina, it's if I'm driving across my own state and I have to keep stopping and checking the rules and checking the laws every county. It's an unrealistic impeding. It's unrealistically impeding on my right to travel.
Right. Which is hilarious for you to bring up because you don't wear a helmet when you're driving your motorcycle.
I do not. Texas does not have a helmet law.
You wear flip flops while you're driving your motorcycle.
I'm not a smart man.
I do enjoy the meme of nothing quite like getting a seatbelt ticket from a cop on a motorcycle.
You start to realize it's not about safety.
No, it's always about control
and revenue generation in that case.
Yeah. But I'll be talking about that once the book comes out. I'll be more vocal. Talking about 2A, First Day. And
Looking forward to seeing it.
Pushing back on some of the stuff in California.
Yeah, you're getting on the whole doing what Brandon's doing.
No, he's smart enough to not run for office.
But still trying to make a change.
Yeah. I was doing that long before politics, and I'll do it long after. But
yeah, everyone should get involved. I mean, everyone should know what's going on with the country. I mean, I do what I do because I owe a debt of gratitude to this country. I mean, it's given me my life, my livelihood, my children, my family, my future. So, in a way, I feel obligated, to do what I do, And I think if we don't, within a couple of generations, I mean, you're going to have kids that aren't going to remember like anything in terms of the First Amendment, Second Amendment. In fact, when I was coming here on a plane ride, I talked to some 18-year-old kid who was considering going to music school at USC, which was my alma mater. So we had a long conversation and talking about the First and Second Amendment. And he had no idea that the Second Amendment was basically to stop against government tyranny, not just for protecting against, people, looters, robbers, whatever, but against the government, against tyranny, and that's what it was. And he was surprised to hear that. And I was surprised to hear him say that he wasn't even aware of that.
The comparison that I use all the time is, when in the time that the Second Amendment was written, the founding fathers didn't just finish up winning a war against deer.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Like this was
they
very intentionally put there.
Yeah, they actually had British troops stationed inside homes at one point too.
Leading to the third. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's important to talk about this now, sooner than later, because I think with this new generation of kids that are coming up, I think the timing is going to be right to talk about a lot of things that are conservative, like guns, First Amendment, just freedom of speech, stuff like that. With this next generation that's coming up, from what I'm seeing,
and there's a lot of that I've, especially with the younger crowd. There's a lot of people that are eager to bitch and talk about everything that's wrong with this country and stuff like that. And then you have the ability to do that if you don't agree with the direction of your government. Of course, that's literally why the First Amendment is there.
Right.
But there's not a lot of people, especially in public schooling, ironically enough, that there's not a lot of people that are being told, or not enough people being told what makes this country so unique and so great. All the things that are afforded to us that they don't have even in other Western countries like Europe. I mean, the ability to not go to prison for a Facebook page that somebody disagrees with.
Right.
Like that's, and we've got to stay vigilant on that in the United States, because if we don't continue to hold those values, that can erode.
Yeah.
And we've seen that start.
Right. Yeah, and it starts with the education system too. I mean, we don't teach U.S. history anymore like we used to, or civics. We don't have civics class anymore. And
Taxes or any of that.
Yeah.
I want Nick-style jingoism taught in every classroom across America.
Yeah. Put me on TV. Put me on PBS.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a balance in our education system, because right now, like in public schools, you got a lot of leftist and lefty ideas, Marxism that's happening, and they get indoctrinated in junior high school, and then they go into colleges, and you got these college professors that are old like I am, and they're telling these kids what, this is what it is, this is how socialism is, and they think it's gospel, but whereas, because they don't have anybody at the university.
Here's how the real world works, kids, coming from the guy who's never had a job outside of academia or experience.
No accountability either.
I was sent to kindergarten and I haven't left school since, but let me tell you how the real world works.
So those who can do.
So I would love to go on college campuses and debate some of these professors.
College professors are so hard to get to debate you.
Yeah, because
they don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They cannot rely on anything. I have a degree. I don't give a fuck. Make it make sense. Address the point. Can't do it.
What is it? The fallacy argument by authority?
Yeah. Appeal to authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Nick Angie.
I don't like them.
Nick loves socialism and communism. It's his
Huge
favorite
fan.
stuff.
Huge fan. Huge fan.
It's what he's known for.
Yeah, I can't believe this is all resurfacing again. I mean, this was during my grandfather's time when he talked about what happened during the Korean War and how that war started, and what he did as, with his family. They had to escape to the South because the North was actually, they had him on a list, and they were gonna kill him. So he had to, take his family and move, take our family, from my mother's side and move to the South. And they had to flee. So I hear stories like this growing up as a kid. And then now I'm about my grandfather's hatred. I'm getting there, you know, and now I'm living this again, right? But now instead of a story, you know, being told, I'm actually fucking living the experience. Like, you know, I'm watching the resurgence of socialism, Marxism, communism.
It's okay. This time they'll do it right.
I'm sure they will.
They'll do it right this time, Tony. This time they've
Just
got
give
it
them a
figured
chance.
out. That wasn't real communism.
We
You should
were-
let me try.
Me and Connor were joking about something a couple days ago, and we were talking about like there was something that was like Monopoly being like anti-capitalist sentiment when it was first made. We're like, well, to be fair to them, back then communism truly had not been tried. Probably sounded pretty good on paper. Like to have that view in 2026, it's like, well, it was tried in a bunch of places. One side had food, the other fucking didn't. So like, I don't understand how this is still a conversation.
Every argument just needs to devolve to, hey, when the wall fell, who ran which direction?
Oh,
What else do you want to talk about? Like,
really cool factoid, talking about the Berlin Wall. In the Main Street, I think is what it's called, Main Street Casino in Las Vegas, they have a giant chunk of the Berlin Wall. And when I say giant chunk, I mean several feet, like a huge chunk of the Berlin Wall in the men's bathroom, and you can piss on it.
Oh, what?
hell yeah.
Yeah, I have pissed on the Berlin Wall.
No.
Yes.
It's cool. We need to go
some
next
of the,
time.
Yes.
I did a video where I highlighted just some of the craziest ways that people escaped East Germany. It was like some of the shit people did was crazy. Motorbikes. There were people that were taking gas tanks out of cars and just having like a gallon of gas, just enough gas to drive in, pick somebody up. They would strap them where the gas tank was and then drive out. There was one family, somebody actually made a kid's book about it. I bought it for my kids, but it was two families created a business so they could justify getting a bunch of fabric. And then over the course of 2 years, they skimmed enough fabric from running this business to build a hot air balloon. And they custom made a hot air balloon and flew a hot air balloon over the wall successfully. Made it to West Germany to escape.
I think I read about that.
It's like, you're not going to sit here and tell me that communism is better when two fathers said, the best thing for my family to do is to get inside of a homemade wicker basket propelled by a flamethrower and try to escape this shithole. You're not going to tell me that's the better option of the two. I'm sorry. Go yourself.
So funny enough, my so Oma, right? My grandmother, she was a German civilian during World War II. You know, grew up under the Nazis, and then later on through the American occupation, essentially of Germany. She had relatives that were in East Germany, and they were apparently fairly affluent, or they were politically connected in some degree or another. And they had, like Mercedes Benz, like they had, they were pretty well to do, and they were writing letters basically saying, oh, you should come over here. Like this is, we'll take care of you because they knew that rebuilding of Germany, like it wasn't going so great for them for the immediate future. And they're like, oh, you should come over here and we got plenty, we can take care of you essentially. And they decided not to, because they're like, if we go over there, we can't come back.
Yeah.
Like you can always go in, but you can't leave. And it ended up being the correct call.
Some of the stuff they did to keep people in was crazy. Because originally there wasn't the wall and everything, like it wasn't there, but they called it the brain drain, where it was just like everybody that got degrees and everything would immediately go to the West because it was better. And then they're like, we can't keep letting this happen. So they put the walls up, and then people were obviously escaping. And then it got to the point where it was the wall. And then on the other side of it, there was a 15-foot wide sand pit. And then the sand pit wasn't to stop or slow people down. It was to get the guard in trouble, because then they knew they'd go by and check every morning that, if your sector has fucking footprints through the sand, you let somebody through and didn't shoot them. Either show me the body or we're taking it out on you.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
Didn't they have mines, razor wire towards the end?
I don't know about mines. I know they had razor wire. They had all kinds of defenses. They had a underground directory of people's underwear. That was wild.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the Soviets would, if you were a person that they deemed was likely to run away, they would go to your house and confiscate your fucking underwear, and they would put it in a fucking jar and label it. And then if you did escape, they had your fucking scent to give the dogs.
That sounds like something I would
down.
believe the Japanese would do.
That's wild.
Yeah, when the wall fell and they went into like all the Stasi, the East German secret police, like they had just had rooms full of jars of people's underwear that they were going to fucking track your ass down with.
Yeah, it's for tracking you.
Yeah.
It's just a random dude that has a kink, just smelling ball sack. What the
Das OnlyFans.
Did your dad come? Where was your great?
My grandfather.
Okay, grandfather. Was he north, south?
Yeah, he was up in the north.
No shit.
Yeah. So and then he ended up living in the south. So in Busan, which is the port city, but he was up in the north. Yeah.
Your grandfather fought in the Korean War?
No, he didn't.
Okay, so our grandfathers fought each other, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh no, he didn't. He was.
So he was like in Busan during like when it was the Busan perimeter when they were pushed all the way down the peninsula.
Yeah.
And he was stuck there. Holy shit.
Stuck there. So he had when he escaped and he went south. That's where he ended up.
That's where everybody had to end up. And South Koreans got pushed all the way down.
Yeah, he ended up just staying there. And he bought a farm and he just like lived there. And after that, he sold the farm and came to America.
No.
So what time? Or what year?
Let me think. It was like 84. I think 85, 84. My mom passed away in 87, so like he came a couple of years before that, a few years, so like 84 around there, I think.
And you were born in Germany before that. So,
yeah.
How did that happen?
So what happened was after the Korean War, there was an agreement made between the West German government and the South Korean government where they would send aid package, financial aid. In turn, the South Korean government would send the young men, strong, able-bodied young men to work in the coal mines in West Germany.
No shit.
And then the women, like they sent, became nurses. So they were all, nurses. So that's how my parents met in Germany. My father was working in the coal mine. My mom was a nurse, and they met. And then from what I'm told, I'm actually the first one that was born in Germany. Like that's what other people have told me, because I'm like the oldest out of everyone that was born in Germany or in Europe at that time. Because we went back in like 97. So in August, there's a huge gathering of Koreans, like either in Germany or in the Netherlands, where they celebrate. I forget the date. It's in August, but it's
K-pop.
it's the Independence Day when they were liberated by the Japanese, from the Japanese, right? So they celebrate that. It's in August. So all the Koreans get together and they hang out and they'll barbecue, cook pork, right? Barbecue. And then like I met some of the other guys that are like close to my age, but I was actually the oldest out of all of them. They're like, you're probably the first one that was born in Germany, from all the people that immigrated there, that were part of that work visa.
That's
crazy. So yeah, that was wild. But
was your grandfather, did he tell you any stories of that escape or that journey?
Well, see, my grandfather he was kind of a gregarious guy. He spoke to a lot of people. So he kind of became like the de facto like mayor, so when they had the list, the North Koreans had a list, his name was on there, including his brothers.
Just because he was influential?
Yeah, because he knew a lot of people. He's influential, and he can sway people the way he would talk and stuff. So he actually escaped into the hills and like hid out in the caves. And then one of his brothers got caught, and then they were actually threatening to kill him. So they had to come down from the caves and basically, live under the North Korean, rule that was there at the time. And in a way for them to extract information from him is they would take him out into the field late in the evening, telling him that they were going to shoot him unless he gave him certain information. So he'd go out, certain evenings they take him out and, he'd have to talk to him and stuff, and they bring him back. And he told me one evening that he went out and he had a weird feeling because the guards were different. They were acting different. So he felt like this was it. And it was at that moment when they were in the rice fields, and he felt like this was going to be the moment, is when like U.S. Army choppers like flew overhead. So that's when these guys, they got spooked and they took off, and he was able to go get his family. And that's the evening that he took off and he went to the south.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
Connor, do you know what Ridge Wallet makes now?
No, Eli, what do they make? Oh. No, I don't. What do they make?
Keep that. Anyway, Ridge Wallet is branching out. This is actually really cool for me because I'm a idiot, and I managed to break the USB-C adapter or the plug-in on my cell phone, and I've only been able to charge with power banks for the last
4 months.
Pay no mind to the for rectal use only sticker or the anime girl.
And look, it's charging.
Or if your USB-C actually works, unlike Brandon's, they have the cable you can plug it in. And Apple One.
When you go on planes and sometimes you don't know if they actually have a power outlet or something like that, these come in clutch.
These puppies are built to last, with free shipping and a risk-free 99-day trial and a lifetime warranty.
Look, it gives the number on the side.
91, my number's higher. Mine's bigger.
It's not a contest, boys.
20 watts of power!
10,000 mega amps of power.
That sounds like a lot.
That's up to 3 full phone charges. Right here, right there in your pocket.
Also, they do still make wallets. So if you want to like the RDIF tag blocker.
RFID. Our boy has dyslexia. Fen, put in an eagle screech.
Right now, Ridge is having its once-a-year anniversary sale.
Get up to 40% off at ridge.com to see their huge sale.
Don't say it like that. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please tell them the Unsubscribe podcast. And even if that's not where you heard about them, lie.
Unsub sends its regards. It's also wild, just your brother gets captured and then it is, well, now you have to come out to save his life and hopefully save his life, and then they're going to stick to their word.
Right.
And now his grandson lived long enough to see a bunch of people on Twitter argue that North Korea is actually better than South Korea.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That's
weird because at nighttime via satellite photos, I can see
No, it's
one
all
of the
made up.
Koreas.
It's all propaganda, Brandon.
North Korea's
It's all made up. Kim Jong-un actually did invent the burrito.
Big candle enthusiasts up there.
He doesn't shit.
His body's too efficient.
Is that a real thing?
Yes. 18 hole-in-ones, 27 under par, first time he ever golfed.
See, that just sounds cartoonish. I'm willing to believe that it's real, but
No, they're superheroes.
I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of somebody who believes that.
everything in North Korea is kind of cartoonish.
Well,
Let me put a gun to your head.
Yeah, you'll
it.
believe anything.
it's the enthusiastic
Yeah,
clapping.
Sky
It's purple.
I just saw a recent video where these IT guys are hiring like Koreans, right? I
saw this.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they're trying to filter out North Koreans, right? Because they're trying to get these IT jobs. So one of the things they have them do is like, okay, well, can you just for the camera tell me that Kim Jong Un is a big fat pig? And the guy's like, you could tell he's just paused and he couldn't figure like, do I say it? Do I not say it? And he's like, boop, and he just disconnects the call. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about. He saw it.
Yeah, I've seen it. He's straight like
Because they won't speak out.
he
again.
won't say it. Yeah, it's illegal to.
Yeah.
And you have, we got to see it in Iraq. People still had Saddam pictures up on their wall.
Mm-hmm.
This is well into the surge. Like Saddam been hung at this point. Nope, they won't take it down because he'll come back and kill him.
Yeah, it's that mentality. Yeah, it's rule through fear.
That's exactly what it be. From a childhood, you're just fed.
Yeah, that's why
information.
in the video when they're telling him, like, hey, say that Kim Jong Un is a big fat pig, the guy just froze. He couldn't say anything because
in his head it would happen.
He's thinking like, shit, do I say it or not say it? And so he just disconnected the call.
There was one that I got. I like with like the Chinese scammers because you could pretty quickly tell.
Yeah.
There was one, I can't remember if they were soliciting like, hey, would you like to get like custom like toys or Legos or something like that, like of your brand, like Legos? And I said, I replied because I just block it or ignore it or whatever. I don't know. I was feeling froggy that day. I was like, yes, I'd actually love to. Can I get a custom Lego set of the Tiananmen Square massacre? No response.
Red.
Yep. Like, well, it's worth a shot.
Huh.
Damn. What was your grandpa, after the war ended, what was their perspective of watching it all unfold? Like, oh, I made the right decision, obviously.
I mean, he hated commies after that. He called them, we still call them here, right? But in Korea, they call it Baegengi, which is like Reds. So we call them Reds in Korea. So he's always had animosity towards them, more so than the Japanese.
When you say it in Korean, it does sound like a slur.
Yeah. I mean,
I like it.
It's the thing is right now in South Korea is like they're kind of going more towards the left, and it's because of feminism, because it's a lot of the women that are pushing it because of all the whole feminism movement that happened in Korea. So they're basically trying to push that. And because of that, it's becoming very leftist. And what's interesting is that Korea is actually run by large, powerful families called chaebols. These are guys that basically Samsung, Hyundai, LG, those companies, right? Those families pretty much run Korea.
It's 60. I want to say it's like 60% of the GDP.
Yeah, it's a big number.
Families.
Yeah, and none of these families are saying anything about what's going on politically, culturally.
How do you say Rothschilds in Korean?
A lot of people don't know that they control.
Rothschilds. you gotta L the R. You gotta L the R.
The Rothschild. Rothschild.
Taking me back to A Christmas Story.
All rah.
But that's a crazy amount. 60% of the GDP with like a handful of families.
Yep. And those families aren't saying shit about what's going on.
Those families they marry within each other too. Like, it is a weird class system at that level,
and that's why
they're powerful.
And that's why end up down the line be a little fucked up.
Oh, it never has in human history.
We're gonna end up with England or something.
Yeah.
The fucking family tree looks like a telephone pole.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, that's why, because of that, I mean, I don't have a preference towards socialism, capitalism. I think any sort of ism, it's basically what it is. It's you got a small, minor group of people that are in control, and they'll use whatever ism to keep everyone else under control. And I feel like so far capitalism is probably the best because it allows you to basically, start a business, do things, right? It's only when it becomes monopolized by like huge companies.
Which is where you have the delineation, I think, between capitalism and corporatism.
Right, exactly. But any sort of ism is usually, punctuated with powerful families that are going to be in control on top, and they don't care whatever the ism is as long as they're still in power. And that's what South Korea is. And essentially that's North Korea too. Because in North Korea you have powerful families that they're not part of that hierarchy. They're just way up there, because they probably came up with the regime, or like in South Korea, they're part of a large family.
So in North Korea, those powerful families, are they like de facto affiliated with the government?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, a lot of them are because some
North
of them,
Korea is that is the family.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what I mean. They were saying affluent families in North Korea. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting
It's just
dichotomy.
human behavior. I mean, like you take any country, you'll have families that are kind of like in the political space, or they're within the halls of power. Is what I say. They're close enough to it where they're not affected by the rules of whatever ism that they're living under. So like North Korea is a good example, where it's very segregated according to class. So you have your own social circles. You don't move up or down from that.
and you're locked in.
Yeah, you're pretty locked in.
It's still crazy to the rule. Was it the 3 generation for a crime? Like, oh, you fucked up, Brandon. Your grandkids will also pay that toll.
Yeah, and we're gonna get your parents too, and your uncles, and we'll just, you know what? We're just gonna get everybody that you're connected with.
And that's what
pretty much what it is.
Yep. So you won't escape or attempt, because the second you attempt, now it's, oh, if I escape North Korea, my entire family's going to be killed.
Speaking of, like, that's something I'd really like. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but I would love to get one of those North Korean refugees or North Korean escapees on the podcast. I feel like that would be.
Shout out to Ina. We're trying to make it happen. She doesn't speak the best English right now, but she escaped with her sister, and she's actually in Austin right now.
Oh, no shit.
She's like, I don't know. We have to find somebody that can speak Korean. That's why I asked. I was like, oh shit, how fluent? And you're like,
I think better Spanish than Korean. Because I'm from LA.
Did you ever find that Cuban pilot that I want on?
Dude, I tried to reach out to him.
I want him on so bad.
And I messaged him, but I haven't got a response.
Damn it, I want him on so bad.
The Cuban pilot?
I think his name's Ernestes Perez.
The one who defected?
Yeah, the one that defected, flew a MiG into Florida, landed it on a U.S.
right.
airstrip, and escaped, and turned the MiG over to the American government. They gave him citizenship, and then he had...
This is in the 80s, right?
Yeah, and then he had a Catholic nun smuggle a letter into his wife and kids, like, be on this country road out in the boonies at this date at this time, and then he acquired a little puddle jumper airplane and flew it from where's the islands we were at for your bachelor party?
Key West.
He flew it from Key West 6 feet above the water all the way to Cuba, landed on this little country road, picked up his wife and flew him back, and got his whole family out.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Still living in America.
Yeah.
That would be a good ass episode.
What year was this?
It's like the late
Yeah, it's
80s
like
or
80s.
early 90s.
Somewhere around there, yeah. I remember reading an article about that. The
how we got
MiG
the
was
first
huge because that's how we found out about the big, right?
Yeah.
That's we basically we were able to, I think, take it apart and look at it because I think American aviation was concerned about the MiG because they were hyping it up so much. So when he brought it, actually, it was a
I
good.
love the aviation history with the pissing contest between communist countries and America. It's always the communist countries come out with something new and they overinflate how good it is by
Yep.
like 35%.
Yeah.
And America is like, oh shit,
We gotta
their
catch
plane's
up.
better than ours. So
gotta
then we
catch
make
up.
a better one, but ours is actually better than what they were lying about. So like, oh, shit, now we're 40 years ahead. Let's just not update the F-15 for 4 decades. It's fine.
That's the truth.
That's literally what happened with the F-15. They're like, wait, you guys made a plane that can shoot down satellites? What the fuck?
I've never thought about that, even with the Abrams, how far advanced they were. I wonder if the crew was like, whoa, they can't even see us. Explode.
Then you got
Explode.
like the Russian. I remember they were hyping that up, like their new big, super crazy, Russian battle tank. That like the first time they rolled it out at that parade, it stalled, and I don't think they were able to fix it.
Yeah. The Russians make better tanks than America. Insert American Bradleys. F***ing up T-72s. Insert an aluminum armored infantry vehicle just shit stomping a heavy tank.
Like the Bradleys.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Bradleys.
Bradley's didn't fuck around. What was it, 20 mic, 25 or 20?
25, I believe.
Well, it's-
25
it's the-
millimeter
it's-
chain gun.
It's the Hellfire missiles that really fuck them up. But then they take the chain gun and they're like, hey, hit all the optics on the heavy tank so they can't see anything. Dun, 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 dun.
Depleted uranium.
Nice.
Fucking tears through everything.
It was like the one. There's like that Ukrainian video where it's the Bradley just up a main battle tank,
I think I saw that.
and
yeah.
just like you just see the explosion. They're all just direct impacts on the tank. It's not penetrating the armor, but it's fucking up everything on the outside. And it reminds me of that meme of the guy who's playing like CS:GO or something and just continuously getting flashbanged.
Oh, yep. Dude, what with the MiG thing, wasn't that the first MiG captured?
I don't know if it was the first MiG captured. Sorry, I'm looking up the stats for 73.
There was a
Easting.
Russian guy that actually flew a MiG as well.
And turned.
Yeah, he turned it in. Yeah, I remember.
73 Easting when the Bradleys and rolled in against Iraqi forces. Took several slightly damaged vehicles, took out 160 plus Iraqi tanks.
Yeah.
The stories from 73 Easting of the Bradley guys are insane. Like there's one story, they interviewed the guys. It was on History Channel, but it was Bradley's operating as like a forward scouting element, and they came over a hill of sand and they're like, oh shit. And it was just Iraqi tanks everywhere. And then they only have 2, it's Hellfires that are fly-by-wire, right?
Javelins.
No, it's not Javelin.
Those aren't fly by wire.
It's the fly-by-wires. They only have 2 on each
The
Bradley.
toes.
Tow missile.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, tow missile, fly-by-wire. They only have 2 on each one before they have to reload. And to reload, somebody has to get out. But it was like 2 Bradleys got in an engagement and took out 5 Iraqi tanks and then dipped and didn't get caught.
So in Easting, my old construction foreman was actually in that engagement. He was a tanker, and it was the meme. Anytime he talked about it, he did not have PTSD. He had nostalgia. He talked about it very fondly.
Everything went exactly how I hoped it would.
Correct.
I never understood the wire part of the tow system.
You steer it.
I know you have the screen. Did you ever in your military or Cody see the string everywhere?
No.
Oh, really?
Zach's got a great story about it, though.
If you have a direct connection, you can't jam it.
That's okay.
That's why they're doing it with drones. That's
Yeah.
why you see those pictures where like fields in
look like spider
Ukraine
webs.
look like fields covered in spider webs
Yeah,
because
it's crazy.
they're using fly-by-wire drones now, so you can't jam them.
That makes sense. Because you just see gold wires, copper wires, and that's what would be like, oh, fucking tow missiles have been here because they're just laid all over ranges or wherever they're actually getting used at.
Yeah, there's entire fields in Ukraine now that it looks like there's a net over the landscape, but it's just like
Yeah, it looks like fiber
optic.
optics covering like homes, fields. It's crazy.
Yep.
No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. As we've discussed how the battlefield's changing, so you're going to have different
Still
systems.
waiting.
But
I'm telling you, I'm still waiting for them to come out with a little 9mm Sea Whiz that some grunt can just mount on his rucksack.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
man,
You know what I mean? Like, imagine, hey, carry the radio and the mini Sea Whiz. He's just got a little over his head and just
the tall guy gets it every time.
little 9mm guy. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that is funny. Give it to the tallest guy in your group.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Little mini guy just.
Should we have told to join the offenders?
Oh, boy.
Oh man,
we haven't done that.
Yeah.
We haven't done that in a long time.
What?
We have a fake superhero, you know, the Avengers. We have our own superhero group called the Offenders.
The offenders. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
where you get to pick your superpower, but your superpower has an offset, and we get to pick what the offset is. So, for example,
I can fly, but in order to fly, I have to shout racial slurs.
Okay.
so you get to pick what superpower you want, and we get to come up with your offset.
Okay. Wait. Can we go down the line, or do I
Yeah,
have to-
sure. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so my power is I'm like Deadpool, like I can't be killed. But the offset to that is I'm constantly killing myself. So I just wake up the next day.
Oh.
And then, if I'm hanging from the ceiling fan, it's like, well, we had a bad Thursday.
I'm post-nut clarity man. So I have all the powers of like Professor Xavier from the X-Men, but only for like the 5 minutes after I come.
What?
Post-nut clarity. I got a nut first, and then I have all the powers for that 5 minutes. Of
We
clarity.
need a solution. We have to save the world, Nick. Wait, there's a lot of pressure.
We have to save the kids. No, Nick, no, stop.
So much stress. And then I am the
Brown Street.
Crime- crime cut.
Yeah, I think you changed yours.
super speed. Yeah, I like the Flash, but then I cannot interact with anything or object for about 5 minutes, so I can show up to stop a crime. It's going to happen for 5 more minutes before I can help anyone, though.
He's just got to stand there and watch. Until he can-
For 5 minutes.
yeah,
Hence the crime cock.
crime cock.
Okay.
So you choose your superpower, and then we pick the offset.
All right. I'm gonna be like, you guys know Colossus from Marvel, steel skin guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
it down.
yeah.
So that'll be my superpower. Like I can turn my skin into steel. What's my offset? Let me use the restroom. Is that okay? Can I use the restroom?
Yeah.
Oh,
By all means, by all means.
Now, you're giving us time to think about this,
I
Tony.
like this.
It automatically does it near black people. Whether he wants it to or not.
Oh no!
Oh my God, yes.
It only works on a roof.
I do like it's just people just think he's racist because it looks like he's defending himself anytime he goes to help.
It's like locking your doors in the parking lot when you see a black guy.
He turns it around. It's like he just turns to metal. Not now.
I'm sorry, it just does this. It just does this.
You're rolling the window.
Some of my best friends are black.
That's it, Nick. Good job. I'm in control of it.
So
What's the offset?
You can do it. You can become steel whenever you want, but it works automatically near black people. So everybody's just gonna assume you're super racist.
So I can only turn it to steel skin.
No, anytime.
No,
you
anytime you want, but it happens automatically outside of your control anytime a black person walks up. Like Connor said, it's like locking your doors in a parking lot. So everybody's just going to assume you're racist.
Thank you, everyone. A little black kid runs up. Just steal. The crowd's
It's the
just instantly.
superhero version of clutching your purse.
It's not me. Yeah, you don't walk on the other side of the street.
That's cool. I like that. All right, cool.
It's at the grocery store. The teller's black. He walks up to insert his card, looks up, and shoot.
Sorry,
And then
I
it just
can't
turns
help
off
it.
when the door closes. Black guy's just watching it. Fucking racist. Good job, Nick. That's a real
That's
good
cool. I like the offset.
Yeah.
It works. It works.
Tony, I see this as a complete win.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
We haven't done the offenders in a while.
Oh man,
Oh,
there's some good
boy.
skits in that one. What else? So now you do also martial arts. You're big into MMA.
Yeah, I did a
Big into water bottle, defense.
podcast with Jake Shields. That was cool. I had a good time with that.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, and then I did podcasts with Mayhem Miller from Bully Beatdown.
Bully Beatdown, yeah.
He's a cool guy, and we had a good time doing that. But yeah, I do MMA.
A bunch of those MMA guys have podcasts now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's where everybody's kind of going, right? Doing podcasts and whatnot. So
It is a lot of people do it now. It is crazy how many podcasts are out there.
Microphones are cheap.
yeah.
It's the meme of like with all the podcasts popping up. It's like, I truly believe there should be higher restrictions and background checks on buying a podcast microphone than a gun.
How long have you been doing martial arts, or what
Yeah,
got
which
you
one?
on
Oh,
this?
since I was like 7.
Which
BJJ?
ones?
Yeah, I did Taekwondo. I did Muay Thai. I did Wing Chun. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. That's
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I did. I do Kali Eskrima, which is the Filipino martial art.
It's the one where you said it's the
It's a stick,
Sticks.
blade,
Oh yeah.
and and it's grappling. I mean,
Was that what Rambo did in the beginning of Rambo 3?
yeah, that's Kali.
Okay.
Yeah, or Eskrima, depending.
Honestly, I didn't even know that.
With the two
Eskrima?
sticks. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
called
where he does
Eskrima.
he's like doing the little cage fighting.
Yeah, with the two sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eskrima. It's Filipino martial arts.
Like Taekwondo's Korean.
Yeah.
It's like Pkwy. I remember that way back in the day.
It's your people.
No,
Filipino?
Filipino, but
Yeah.
Korean is Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Koreans look down on Filipinos.
yeah.
He,
no,
he like
Asian culture. Yes, I do.
they do. No, I don't. But they do.
Skin turns to metal.
You're a what?
Close enough. No. There's in Asia. There's like East Asians, like Chinese, Japanese, Koreans. They kind of form their own. They're like, okay, we're East Asians. And they look down on everybody else. Not all of us, but some of them do. And there was this whole thing in. I think it was between South Koreans and some people from I think it was like Malaysia, Indonesia, because there was a K-pop concert and some Korean photographers were taking pictures and stuff, and they were in the way, and they were telling them like, "Hey, you're in the way," and they're like, "Fuck you, shut up, man." Like,
Korean photographers?
Yeah, because they were taking K-pop videos, right? Or
Asian
videographers or whatever.
No, he's Asian photographer. What? Common loot, as Brandon
yeah,
said
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, so
I didn't know they had those.
So there was this whole beef between the two, like Southeast Asians and East Asians. I mean, it's retarded, but whatever,
That's
so.
what spurred it?
I guess that's what spurred. Yeah, I mean, I didn't dig too deep into it because I just it's just whatever. But
Yeah.
this kind of someone got offended because of the photographer, and then there was this whole beef between Southeast Asians and East Asians, and yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff.
Asians are very racist against each other.
But in my
And
book,
pretty much everybody, actually.
Yeah,
come to
actually,
think of it,
most
yeah.
only white people are racist. No, I assure you.
Dude, I'm super racist.
It's thank you for saying that in frame with me. Appreciate it. It's like the Bobby Lee thing where he talked about the Koreans, where he's just like, oh yeah, well, like you white people, you're the ones, you had slaves. Like Koreans never had slaves.
had
And then
slaves.
they Googled it and it's like,
Yeah.
Korea had the longest unbroken chain of slavery in the world history.
you know what's interesting? Because we all look alike in Korea, right? I mean, right? We all look alike.
You can say it.
Yeah, I can say it. All right.
Cody, now say it.
No, you guys
all
can say
these
it too.
Chinese this entire
we all
time.
can say it, right? We can all say it. But I'm just saying, in Korea, the reason the way you distinguish someone from a slave class or was by the last name. So if you had a particular last name, that's how they would denote you as from the slave class. If you had another last name, you're like a aristocratic class or the merchant class or whatever. So it was very common to have certain slave names that were prevalent in Korea. So
And is there still any trickle down to modern day where it's still frowned upon to have that?
no, not really. I mean, maybe 30 years ago during my dad's time, a little bit.
Still fucking racist.
That's very
crazy.
But yeah, Korea has slaves for a long time.
God damn.
Yeah.
What got you into martial arts out the gate?
Oh, I got into a lot of fights as a kid. So my dad was like, "Here, why don't you go learn something?" And plus, I grew up in a largely Hispanic Mexican neighborhood because my dad owned a store in Boyle Heights, which is like the armpit of East LA.
Go learn Eskrima.
Yeah. So yeah.
Didn't know how to
I-
knife fight.
once he got that store, I was fighting pretty much every kid for 2 years, like every other kid for at least a couple of years.
So that kind of ties into what I was going to ask about earlier, because you'd kind of implied you're like, I knew how the police operated. Like I knew a lot of stuff about the police because of the things I did beforehand. It didn't seem like you were implying you were part of the Junior Police Association.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when the book comes out, it'll outline a lot of stuff. But yeah, it just like it was the 90s. I mean, you guys, GTA 5, San Andreas, like it was built, it was about the 90s. Yeah, it was the 90s. So
Peak violence.
Yeah, everyone was involved with something. I mean, LAPD, like 98 Rampart, they were, LAPD at that time was very different than LAPD now. And you had guys that were in the academy in the 60s and 70s that were in the force in the 80s and 90s, and they had a whole different mindset in terms of how they dealt with, just the public, especially like a lot of the street gangs that were out at that time. So when the riots happened, I mean, it was wild because every few blocks you had a squad car. You had a heavy LAPD presence in the 90s at that time, and then when the riots happened, you had no presence at all.
How long did that no presence? That's also a wild thought process where just no one's going to help you other than the community.
Easily for about 3-4 days. National Guard came on the weekend. They came on Saturday. So from about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even part of Saturday, and there was like no police presence.
One of my favorite stories is when they were getting the Marine Corps ready to go in for the LA riots.
I don't know this story.
They were training. It was a training incident, so nothing actually bad happened. But they were training the Marines that were trained in riot control to cooperate with the police force. And there's some cultural differences between the two. And during a fire exercise, some of the police officers instructed the Marines to cover me.
Oh.
At which point the Marines said copy and then proceed to light that bitch the up, because cover me to a Marine and cover me to a police officer are two different things. So there's just a story of like, let's not open up with the saw if I say cover me. No, we need to come up with a different term, apparently.
What the fuck did they mean with cover me? Just watch?
Yeah.
Just Overwatch?
I don't know, but it wasn't get the 240 up.
Well,
make the machine guns talk. Keep their heads down.
I would say, yeah, that's a pretty severe cultural difference.
Cody, when would you say cover me as a police officer?
No, it's the same exact thing. Like watch someone with a firearm.
Are you telling
watch, not fire?
Yeah, no. I never said cover me.
Okay, I was wondering about that. Like,
it's just like, hey, watch my 6 or something like that. Like,
yeah, it wouldn't be lay down indirect fire.
have a good old
get that
time.
mortar up.
So with that, how was the evening with just no police presence? I'm just trying to. It's those little things I don't think people think about. It's like at night when you're still sleeping, chaos is happening all around.
Yeah,
so you're just watching
gunshots
your
are
house.
going off constantly, like during that week.
And
hear
do you have a parent or a family member just staying up watching the house just to make sure it stays secure, or were you like, we're safe because we're in the neighborhood?
Yeah, we're safe when we're in the neighborhood. It's mainly the commercial retail areas that were affected. So a lot of like liquor stores. In my book, I talk about this place called Resurgence of Hollywood, a lingerie place that got broken into, stealing lingerie during this time. I mean, it's just chaotic. I mean, just people, if there's an opening to go into a store to take shit, like that's what they were going to do. And it had nothing to do with like, being upset about Rodney King. It was just opportunity, because there's no more social order, no police presence. You're left to your own devices. You can do whatever you want. So people kind of lose their mind and do shit that they normally wouldn't do. And that's what I saw that week. People going into a liquor store, coming out with bottles, and you look at them, they just look like regular people. I mean, you wouldn't think that they're transients or anything. They just look like the guy who lives up the street. So when you have that order breakdown, then people pretty much, they go on their own instinct, their own whims, whatever they want to do. And I think that's where the shooting was in Koreatown. It's because you had a group of young immigrant men that were basically, coming from a place where they just, went through a civil war in El Salvador. So they have a different mentality coming into LA. And then when they see there's no order or police, I mean, they're pretty much going to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, especially coming to El Salvador at that time, you had MS-13 cell phone. That would kill you for a cell phone. and they value human life completely different than a first world country. So chaos is happening. It's like, oh, I can kill these people. I'm not worried about I might get in trouble.
Yeah,
and have what I want.
And these guys that came in from El Salvador, MS, they changed the landscape in terms of gang warfare in the 90s.
Because they didn't give a
Yeah, they were shooting at cops, LAPD.
Oh, like that.
Openly shooting at cops. This was like unheard of back then. This is why LAPD kind of got heavy-handed as well during that time too.
Could you imagine experiencing that? You're the Leo here. Like, imagine going through that shit.
Oh, we would be taking people's shoes and throwing them in the fucking storm drains, dude. Okay,
I'm like, what does that mean? Like, break that down for me. I'm like,
if your homeboys want to shoot at us, if we pull you over for a simple traffic thing, and we know you're related to these guys, we're gonna take your Jordans and we're gonna throw them in a storm drain.
No shit.
Like, we're gonna be mean to you. You want to be mean to us? We're gonna be mean to you back.
Yes, that's
it's a respect thing. We know you're doing your game. We're gonna do our game. But if you fucking want to escalate situations, we're gonna be very, very mean to you.
God, that's just like a no-win situation because it's all just, and then everyone's just smack dab in the middle, like, cool, this is fucking great. What was the thing that stopped it all? Any of you?
I think everybody just kind of worked it all out of their system by Friday, Saturday, and plus the National Guard showed up on the weekend, and then we found out the National Guard, their clip was empty. They had no ammo. They were just standing around with empty rifles.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Standing around with empty rifles. But it was basically just more of a show for force because they came with Humvees as well, and they're parked in the middle of an intersection.
Did they have live ammo like on their kit?
No, they didn't have live ammo.
Oh, Jesus.
From what I heard and understood, they didn't have live ammo that weekend. Maybe they got it afterwards, but like by the weekend, it was pretty much over. And then there was a huge...
That just sounds dangerous.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Well, that
makes a lot of sense.
This is part of the challenges that we have with a lot of the leadership in the city and in the county as well, you know. And then there was a protest march on Sunday that weekend. All of the Korean community came out and they basically walked Koreatown to protest against what was happening. This was actually my first protest that I went to. And there was a young kid that died around my age. It was like he was a year younger than me. He was 18. His name was Eddie Lee, and he was shot by friendly fire by guys. And the reason why he was shot is because he was dressed in a particular way. He was wearing a white T-shirt, blue jeans, and he was wearing Nike Cortez. He looked like one of the Hispanic gang members. So because of that, I think he was mistaken. He got shot around dusk, so they couldn't make out who he was. That he was Korean. He was coming to help. But they ended up shooting him, so it was an accident.
And that's what kind of turned the tide.
Well, no, it didn't turn the tide.
Well, how was that? Because it was friendly fire. Did it like escalate, or we need to de-escalate?
We didn't know. I didn't know about this until the day of the protest when we were walking. When we found out like he got shot, because this is pre-internet, just information, quick information, right? You don't find out about stuff until like a few days later.
This is the news. That's what's wild about this. I couldn't imagine it during the age of fucking social media where you can post it and talk about it or spread the chaos. I mean, Summer of Love. We've talked about a shit ton and all the coverage it got. That's just, as you're saying, organic chaos.
So you would classify this as a mostly peaceful protest?
Which one?
All of it.
Yeah, cool. Using CNN standard definition, yes. Using the CNN definition, it was mostly peaceful protest.
Most of the city wasn't on fire.
Yeah, most of the city wasn't on fire, but yeah, it was hard to ignore because once the fire started going up on Wednesday, Thursday, and then by Thursday, the whole city and the whole county was kind of covered in a layer of smoke. You smelled it when you got out of walked out of your house. Then you'll hear occasional gunshots here and there, and then it'll pick up towards the evening, more shots. And I know for a fact that a lot of scores between rival gangs were settled that week as well because, there was no police presence and they weren't going to do an investigation.
Yeah, the literal fog of war.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bro, I did not realize you're not joking on fires. Like they burnt that shit to the ground. I didn't know it was that bad with the fires.
Yeah.
And, California, Southern California, notoriously good at handling fires.
So good. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And just a side point, during the 2020 BLM riots, They avoided Koreatown altogether.
Nice.
Well, once bitten.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Purposely. They avoided Koreatown.
Wild. That's what happens. I wonder how the gun laws changed since then. If just still being in Koreatown and trying to defend your place, but all the new rules into effect.
I think, you know what? When you have a situation that's like out of the ordinary, then you have to have special circumstances that cover this out of the ordinary circumstance. You know, this situation that you're in. And I think it's hard to prosecute someone who's basically doing something that's gonna, it's for their own livelihood, for their own survival. So it'll be hard to prosecute that, I think. And anyone that's going through a situation like that in terms of a riot or chaos, I mean, I would always advocate to defend yourself. I don't give a fuck about the gun laws. Like you gotta defend yourself because honestly, like if you don't defend your own family and your neighborhood, who's gonna do it? The cops? I mean, no offense, but the cops aren't gonna do it. Nowadays, the cops are just there to write a report. They actually want to get there late because they don't want to encounter the crime, so they can just be there and write the report. And that's kind of what we're relegated to now. In California, Texas, I'm sure is different, but in California, that's what we're relegated to. But my mentality's always been the same. I mean, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, if someone's coming at me, I don't give a fuck what the gun laws are. If they're coming after me and my family, or they're going to try to harm me, I want to make sure I take them out before they take me out, regardless if it's with a gun or with my hands or whatever.
It's
Water
kind of,
bottle.
It's kind of become a cringe bumper sticker statement, but I mean, it's still like it holds true. It's the saying like it's better to be
carried by
judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I think it's cliche, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the sentiment's still true.
Yeah, it is.
And
Absolutely.
Cody talks like highly of just how would you approach that, Cody? Like walking into that situation where they defended their family, are you still enforcing the federal law or the state laws at that point when it's clear as day? Because it's officer
it varies
discretion.
so
That's
much.
that's what I'm wondering.
There's
How
not
much-
a lot of officer discretion there. There's
Because
not
somebody
much.
shot.
There's not much a beat cop could do, like going in investigating something like that.
I have a question for you, just because I'm not sure, but I think this is how it works. I'm asking if I'm correct. Like, I think if a cop shows up to like a self-defense shooting at a house or whatever, from the cops, because my understanding is like you could be on this person's side. Like if I shot somebody that broke into my house, I tell you what happened. You're like, yeah, this makes complete sense. I believe this guy. Everything he's saying adds up. Nothing should happen to this guy, but the DA is a dickhead. Yeah. The DA can still come after me, and then I could like go to you and be like, hey, will you testify on my behalf? You were the cop that showed up first, and the DA can just not allow it, even if you think I'm in the right. Or am I wrong? And you could testify on my behalf.
It all comes down to facts. There's no officer discretion after the fact. But me personally, if I went into that situation, I saw that you defended yourself, I would be as vague as I could on the report, to be honest.
But I'm just saying, because it all comes down to like,
basically, can the DA block you from testifying?
Yeah.
I'm not sure at that point.
Like even if you're not trying to fuck me, like you're genuinely on my side, like anything I tell you, the DA can still use against me and twist.
Yeah.
Even if it's not how you interpreted it or what you meant when you wrote it in the report.
I don't think the DA can
I
stop
have the
you from
right to remain
testifying.
silent also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen some weird things
No,
with
no,
DA and everything.
I know.
We're like,
Well, shit. I mean, LA,
fuck.
dude, we had Gascon, which is like a shit DA for a long time. This guy let everything go. So yeah, the DA has a lot to do with prosecuting these criminals. And that's kind of the problem that we had. We had a DA that wasn't doing his job. He was Soros funded. A lot of these DAs are funded by Soros, and they're put purposely to let crime run rampant. I mean,
They'll go after guys like us, but when it comes to somebody who's held up 18 liquor stores,
right.
It's a slap on the
that's
wrist.
the whole thing about gun laws.
Yeah.
They don't apply to criminals, and it's only guys like us, so yeah, hopefully my book, I'll be able to kind of take a stand on that as well in terms of talking about gun laws and how they only really apply to, the average Joe Jane citizen versus the criminal who basically has no care whatsoever,
I don't think you'll find any arguments here.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I think...
Sorry, I know you got a hard out.
Yeah, I know. I got a little bit.
no,
Are we
but
done with time? Oh,
what's
okay.
what's the book? What's the title of the book?
It's Rooftop Korean.
Boom.
Yeah, Rooftop Korean. It's publishers Wargate. Really great guys, ex-military, just like you guys. They're just on top of it, and They just tell me where to go, what to do. Right? We already know that.
You're gonna be
Show
on
up.
Amazon. Where can you purchase or pre-order it at?
From Wargate themselves. They tell me that if it goes through Amazon, they get a smaller cut because of Amazon, and Amazon has like some shit deal about like sometimes they'll return pallets of books. Like I don't know. Just they said it's easier if you just order from them directly.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
so from Wargate. So
Website.
it's on my Twitter page. You can also go to Wargate. On my X handle. Sorry, on my X handle, like I have the link there as well.
Which is at Roof Korean 7.
Yeah, Roof Korean 7. My name Tony Moon.
Such a gangster name.
Yeah. So.
And is that where everyone can find you? Just
Yes,
Twitter's
that's the
main.
only. Like I have an Instagram, but I'm just like I don't use it as much or often. You know, I should. But yeah, X is probably the best place to find me.
Plus, it's a lot more fun.
It is a lot more fun. Yeah.
Dude, we truly appreciate you.
Well, thank you for
coming
having me on. Yeah,
absolutely. Cody's gonna close this bitch out.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming to the Unsubscribed podcast. I was joined today by Eli Doubletap, the Fat Electrician, Tony Moon, Roof Korean, Brandon Herrera, and myself, Donald Operator. Thank you so much for being here.
Love you, bitches.
Bye.